Hello, everyone. Appreciate you all tuning in. I really love our channel, and I've said this before over and over again. You all are just so great. You're incredible. Your guys are picked this up. You're already figuring out what formulas you're going to use on different situations, and I love that because that's the bottom line. Once you understand the bottom line is the lymph and acidosis, the kidneys and the adrenals, then you really have it. There's no more intellectual but or anything else. Once you realize this, it took me a lot of years to come to this, but if I can cut that fat for you and you realize this and how simple this is, then it comes to protocols. What's your protocols? I have sitting with me Tamara Black from the great state of Pennsylvania. I was going to say toxic state of Pennsylvania because we get so much toxicity. Like you were saying, your house was what? Radon was
13.9.
13.9. It should be below 4. I know. Tamara's been to our school and been working with people now for several years. She's done well. She's had bad traumatic experience. We've talked about her case about her son and tying the stomach around the esophagus because the formulas weren't being digested properly, and we've been talking about the children, and she works a lot with children, and she still has her family, and she has so many friends with families, and these children are in trouble, and we've been talking about how much trouble the young people are in, and so these are just bad situations, but you've done well. You've come out of that. You're an advocate for health and healing of the children, and that is really cool. So, good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to tear into these questions and answers. I pulled her in here. She's down here visiting, and I pulled her in here to help me. Because look what you guys are doing to me. So it's like, Indiana banana, love those legs of yours. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at the difference. Incredible. Indiana banana, you are kicking butt, son. Keep kicking butt, though. Keep digging in. You're going to get cold here, and try to work through it, It's going to be interesting for those people up north, isn't it? It's freezing,
yes,
and how are they going to buffer that, right?
Yes,
Teas.
Yep. Teas.
Yep. Maybe for those that are not really fighting serious stuff like Indiana banana, maybe you could have some steamed vegetables or some stir fries with the salad at night. But in that daytime, when the light's on, you hit those fruits, berries, and melons. Really, really important. And I want to go through these, so anything you see here. This is from Thomas. And Thomas looked like a young man here. He says, lately I have been coughing my brains and I'm constantly blowing my nose. The mucus is clear color, so it's not as bad as it could be. No, Thomas. We want the green. We want the green and the brown and the black. The other day a lady was in here and her tongue was totally black from detox. I've never seen a black tongue. And she said, oh no, this is much better. And I'm going, much better? It's like, oh my God. But it's still very annoying. I have been off and on the raw food diet for about 1.5 years now, and this is the only consisting problem I seem to have. I don't know if you covered this before in a previous video. Thanks, Thomas. Listen, young man, you're detoxing, and you'll be amazed at how much mucus a person has in them. Buckets.
Yes.
Sometimes buckets.
Yep. My son pulled.
Oh, yeah, your son.
Yeah,
Tell him about your son.
He was 3 years old, and he's had chronic asthma, lung issues, and when we started on this and he was done with the inhalers, he started vomiting green, and it would come out by the strings. I could actually sit there at the sink and pull it out with my hands as it just came out.
See, now that's what I've been telling them.
Yep.
That in an acid condition, mucus, this lymph fluid, dehydrates, coagulates, and becomes a big long rope. I know.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Oh man, but your son's doing much better. But her son was always at the doctor's, right?
Oh, yeah, 18 antibiotics a year at least, steroids, everything, and he hasn't been on anything.
Yeah.
He's on the herbs.
You've done such a great job. I can tell you. I think we've been talking a lot in the last few days about the acceleration of these lymphatic problems, from the cancers to all the pains to all these issues with the lymph system. And you could really tie a lot of this to the use of antibiotics.
Oh.
When man started using antibiotics, he started killing the messenger for the sake of and ignoring the toxicity. And that's been the medical doctors' most stupid things that they've done, is try to attack the microbes or the bacterium instead of understanding the reason that these guys are present, the culturing medium. So Jenner Pasteur theory of the germ still rings through the halls of the world and still killing people by the hundreds. And the problem here is what its long-term use is. When you kill bacteria in your septic tank, you know what's going to happen. But you don't equate that to the same thing in the human body. When you kill bacteria, you're killing bacteria in a septic system. And so that leaves nothing but the body to back up, just like your septic tank would in your house.
Yeah.
Not good. Love all your videos. Isn't that nice? Nuclear. Some of these guys go way out there, don't they? Go nuke. All right, this is Brood Strange. Hi, everyone. Question: how does inflammation and tissue damage stimulate the adrenal glands to increase cortisol production, which can cause further inflammation? I'll get into that sometime. I'll get into how the body produces different substances and brings forth the... but, you know, you could say the body is very aware. I want to get through these, so don't want to get tied up in a long dissertation, but I'll come back to that one. Morose? Is that?
Musrose.
You read my comment. Let me see. You said there's a guy. Yeah, we were talking about John the other day. He was at the class. Remember him? And he got the cancer all through him and no hair. Mm-hmm. Now he's got all his hair and no cancer. Mm-hmm. She knows John. It's just pinning John down. You know, it is.
Yes.
But we had fun at the class, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
I tell you what, I never cried so much in my life. We generally go around introducing each other. And this really took off. Everybody was telling their stories, and of course your story makes everybody want to cry. And then everybody else is telling their stories, and it was like, I sit there crying almost all morning because of, and we didn't get it filmed. One just said, well, I should have filmed this. It's like, yeah, because just what's going on out there, the level of what's going on out there. For the last 2 days, I have drank over a liter of fresh squeezed apple juice in one go and not had aching kidneys like I did the previous 2 days. Progress, Danielle, progress. Yeah, y'all. That's progress. Absolutely progress. You guys, it's just like Indiana Banana. You see the tremendous progress this man has had. And Indiana Banana, keep on the fruit. Don't stop. Don't let the cold air stop you. I want to answer her question, but I want to do it. I want to do it with the... I'm going to shoot a video on the lymph system, so I'm just going to leave that set there. Let's see, this Danielle, same person here. I chatted to a lovely young herbalist today. She likes fruit, but believed in the usual fructose feeds candida and thought that cleaning lymph was not too hard. Not too hard! And only one system, different levels of understanding. Don't you think? I mean, we have... I think that's confusing to a lot of people with natural health because there isn't one consistent belief system to it. Mm-hmm. And the reason is that there's levels to this. And if you notice, you've seen this with your people, there's levels of people that can do it, can't do it, overdo it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this is common stuff. I sang the gospel according to Morris. Daniel, you're sweet. Thank you, honey. People are attached to their egos when I say diseases can be absolutely. Mm-hmm. If I'm crabbing up, which is worse, sweet potato or brown rice? Well, good question. Good question. What do you think? That's a tough call. Sweet potato or brown rice?
I would probably say sweet potato.
That's probably what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You notice with a sweet potato, your blood sugar won't go up if you're a diabetic like a white potato, and like brown rice will make your blood sugar go up and a sweet potato won't. Sweet potato has it here. Oh, look at this stack. This is this morning, so this is about Berinsky. We'll get a hold of these. This is this morning's, but we still got a lot to catch up here. Look at this stuff here. This is chronic constipation. This is Ivory here. Hello, wanted to know what is the solution for chronic constipation. The removal of the bowels, tying, oh no, it's Botox in the rectum. They gave her son Botox treatments in the rectum. Now, this Tamara here has been through hell and back many times. It's just, it is so sickening out there. It's unbelievable. They have been eating primary fruits for 2 weeks. Now listen to that. They're eating fruits and now they're constipated. Isn't that amazing? You hear this with salads a lot, where some people do get constipated on salads. Believe this or not. A small salad once a day and still no good movements. Get up on our bowel, probably depends, but I would say number 3, maybe 2 or 3. If you miss a day once in a while, use number 2. If you miss every other day, use number 3, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
And then go on up if you have to, but you want to always move your bowels during detox. Remember, these stomach and bowel formulas are restoratives. They're not laxatives, but there's a little Cascara Sagrada just to move you, and that's the safest and the nicest one, despite what people might say about Cascara. Look at buckthorn, turkey rhubarb, Cape aloes. These things are very addicting, very stimulating, and nothing as gentle as Cascara. But get on our bowel formulas if that's all you can afford or whatever. Get on those and keep your bowels moving.
I argued with you about that with my 7-year-old, because he had been on everything chemically, and we did the diet. They told me to up the fiber, everything. Nothing worked. Would go 10 days without a bowel movement. And when he went, it would be pure blood. And then when we started him on this bowel formula, the number 3, he started going immediately. And I argued you that I didn't think that was going to work. It did.
It did work.
And it still does.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that sad, that little fella?
Yep.
He
was
10 days. Then when he
curled
moved,
over
it was
in
pure
pain
blood.
every day and
That-
nothing. Complete different children.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Yep.
Tamara's been working on all her children, and they are. Her medical doctor wonders, aren't you going to come by anymore and say hi?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Yeah, because she's never there, and she was there about every other day.
Yep.
So it really is a tremendous thing there. But I've seen so many of your families up in Pennsylvania, and there's definitely toxicity in your part of Pennsylvania, because there's just too many cases of serious problems in your neck of the woods up there. I don't know what's going on there. Extreme. These couple are nice. Eagle Heart song.
Okay.
They're degreed up. They're really intelligent people. Extreme Makeover, Body Edition. Move that limp. These guys are cool. I love that. Exactly. And that's what we need to have. We need to have our own TV show, Extreme Makeover.
Especially with Extreme Makeover,
I know.
because they have all the sick kids.
Exactly.
That would be
They
perfect
do have all the sick
to tie
kids.
up
Oh,
with
that
them.
would be perfect. Good idea.
Yep.
Good idea. And then we could get Michelle Obama. Wasn't she on the last one or two of the...
Oh, yes, she was.
Hi, Dr. Morris. What one should do after being vaccinated against rubella and tuberculosis? Key word is just what Eagle Heart Song just said above you. Detox, detox, move those lymphs. That's where even the blood goes, ooh, here. You know, even the blood dumps what it doesn't want into the lymph system. Your lymph system is your main immune system. That's the street sweepers. That's the trash picker-uppers. That's the sad thing. You can carry these type of, and I'm sure I don't know if they use live vaccines, but they used to. They're not using live vaccines so much anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's a bad, nasty thing. This is Life Rejuvenator. That reminds me, Life Regenerator. Danny, come see me, man. Dan, you got to go have some cooked food or something. Get yourself down. We have a good friend that has a big channel, and yeah, Dan the Man. But he's I got to go find him somewhere. He's stuck himself somewhere in the universe.
One of
you
his
got to be
clients
real
came to me.
careful. Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
You got to be real careful he's. I got to go find him somewhere. He stuck himself somewhere in the universe.
One
I
of
mean, you
his
got to be
clients
real
came to me.
careful. Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be real careful with going way out there, particularly in cases of malabsorption and things. You have to be real careful about getting too strict and going too long without food and too far down the road. Someone was talking about dry fasting the other day here, and you can really end up in the emergency room if you're not careful here with some serious issues. So that's why a lot of you will come to understand the word balance. Right now, go gun ho, but then you'll see what I mean about balance once in a while in your diet. It just grounds you and keeps you sane, because most of these people are very spiritual people. So they're expanding their awareness, their bodies are getting healthy, and they're becoming one big light bulb. You know, all these beautiful souls on YouTube are like all these giant, and I did get the lighthouse, but the lighthouse, the beams of the lighthouse, you know, and so, but you have to stay balanced a little bit. Life Rejuvenator, you must know beside the wonderful, sharing with us almost on a daily basis with such high, thank you. Appreciate the Life Rejuvenator. We try to speak from the heart here, don't we? I mean, we just try to be good folk and help people out, because there's way too much stuff out there that if you don't halfway laugh, you're going to break down and cry and get mad and angry. Somebody asked me about anger and stuff, and we'll talk about this. Let's see. There's one thing which is bigger than you will ever imagine. Nope, it is not moving your limbs. Talking about God is bigger than that. Nope, it is not limp, stomach, bowel. I'm just kidding. It is hope. Yes, hope and cure. I am 44 years old. Oh, man, you look good for that. And except, is that balding? Do you think that looks like he's balding?
I don't know. It's black.
I don't know.
I can't tell.
Yeah. And I have never felt that good in my entire life. Whoa, Rejuvenator! This guy's kicking butt. He's a great dude. He's really doing the do. And look at there. Hope. Thank you. You know what? That's what we're all doing. We're giving the world hope. We're giving moms hope. What moms are going through, my God, it's unbelievable. I'm tempted to show them, and I don't know if I did, the little 10-year-old that had leukemia and stuff. I don't know what I'm allowed to show and not show, but I tell you what, it just...
You have to go into this open-minded and with the right heart, because if you're not fully committed to it, it's too easy to steer off. Yep, and that's why you get a lot of people that you are their last straw. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
because we're going to work as a team, and get this world turned around here, because the suffering is immense.
Yes.
And some of these people have suffered. There was a lady named Lemonade, and she has had pain all her life, and now she's out of pain. But she started seeing sediment coming and coming and coming in her urine, and now there's a lot of sediment, and now her lymph is moving where. See?
And don't you love that, though?
I do.
If your urine is, they tell you if you see stuff and
your
it turns
infection.
Yellow, yes.
Ah!
Yes.
Yeah, but these guys never knew about the lymph system anyway. They never took classes on lymphs.
Yep.
Is there any
They
class?
did it on nutrition.
Nutrition, yeah.
Yeah.
Nutrition from the American Dietetics Association. That's nutrition. I love that. That was like, his grains the staple of man. Good positive directions. That's Dano. Good Dano. Thanks, man, for the comment here. Enigma here. I love Enigma. I don't know if you would, but yeah, that's a little out there music for you.
Oh, I do know who you're talking about.
I love that, man. You crack me up. Thanks for another fantastic. Thank you. 3 Enigma. I love that. This girl just told me she could never do the raw food diet because, in quote, I get kidney stones from oxalate, which is a plant metabolite that is very high in... They have this whole thing because they see a constituent in a plant, you can't have it. They just don't understand the medium of acidosis, the coagulation issues of acidosis, the anionic issues of acidosis. They don't understand that chemistry in a plant and how it's utilized and how it is effective has nothing to, it's just like, it's just got to tell you, if it has oxalate, like if you have kidney stones, you're going to do spinach, you don't do chocolate. Well, chocolate, oxalates are kind of on the cook scene. But spinach and all the natural oxalates, hello. But how does the natural oxalate bind with calcium? Acid medium, perhaps? Yes. Hello. Is a plant metabolite that is very high in many whole grains and veggies. I can eat some, but I have to really limit my fruit and veggie intake. No soy or tofu ever. Looks like I'll never be a vegetarian. Looks like someone locked her in the little world of hell and took the key and walked away and with a little smile on their face. I'm very confused. Does anyone know why that would happen and what I could tell her? Smitten. Yeah, honey, listen. Tell her that what she hears about oxalates isn't true. Oxalates, I mean, everything, a ton of food have oxalates. Your chemistry in your food is all there put by the Supreme Being. When you utilize properly, when you absorb, utilize, everything is good. When your lymph is moving, but in these acid mediums, things ionize, especially in the kidneys and you're leaching calcium out of the wall. All these type of problems exist there. So don't be confused. Take off. That would mean that all the primates, all the herbivores would have kidney stones. Mm-hmm. See, you've got to keep using nature as your barometer. If you keep using somebody's opinion as your barometer or the medical thinking, they don't consider the Supreme Being. Of course, most medical doctors probably don't. I better not say that, but you know what I'm saying? Yes. It's like, excuse me? I mean, they don't really believe in the light and the out-of-body experiences. And that's what they had, a cardiologist and a quantum physicist, I was telling about this, on a Christian show talking about the light of God, and people that have had experiences with the light. Don't have any experiences with the light, go to the darkness. Ugh. You're this, oh, isn't that nice? These are a lot of nice people here, right? Monkey. What a finish. Thank you so much for all this. Thank you so much. Organic Heart. Organic Heart. That's a nice name. Thank you so much for that. And what's this one? Thank you for the response. I truly appreciate it. I'm trying to answer their questions as much as I can. Mm-hmm. You know, there's going to be a day I can't get to. Look how thick this is. Yeah. But we'll shoot a couple of hours here. I'll try to come in on the weekend. Mr. Ant. Can we say it's Mr. Ant?
Sure.
Sure. Very big one.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate it. Thank you. We appreciate you. Let me tell you, I can't tell you enough how much we love you here and appreciate you all for the upliftment of mankind. This is vital that we stand together. Look at all these people now. You know, they loosely call them the Wall Street people, but all the Americans now standing up against governmental abuse and corporate abuse and stuff like that. And it's about time. Americans have always generally set back. And now the more the cops get rough on them, the more they're going to come out. The cops don't get this. You can't be rough with us anymore. You can't go kicking people in the teeth anymore and get away with it. I've been taking the tip that Danielle has given me about getting more celery in my diet for sodium, and sure enough, I notice a better feeling when I eat bananas. Good deal. I've been also drinking, and what's nice is they're working together. There's websites they've created, which is amazing. Some from Israel, they put up a Facebook, and they're going over the videos. They're gonna categorize them. I think that's great. I've been also drinking beet juice, good deal, which seems to make me feel better. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mr. A. We love you too, man. On day 4 of the detox kit, weeks 1 and 2, doing 1 dropper full 3 times a day, like the program says to do. But I'm already halfway through them. I know. You know, sometimes when you use those bottles up, I don't know what to say about that. You know, we were going to put them in 4-ounce bottles. This has all been a money thing. We haven't been a company. I told them the other day, we started in the kitchen pumping.
Yeah. And
making our herbs. And we only had like 4 formulas. I think I had a lymphatic formula. I've always had a lymphatic formula. I've had the kidneys. I've had a parasite. I mean, I started out with just a few formulas. Mm-hmm. And I would call them Dr. Morris's, and I would have number 1, number 2, number 3, because the FDA wouldn't let you put on the bottle what they were good for, or what the traditional use of herbs were for, excuse me. You know, so you had to have your literature of what that formula is good for so many feet away from the bottle. I mean, the barbaricness of America. We think we're out there, but we are really not. I definitely ran out before I was up 2 weeks. I am possibly doing something. No, you're not doing anything wrong, just so me, dude. Yeah. I like that.
Just some dude.
Oh, just some dude.
777. Yep, just some dude.
Oh yeah, just some dude.
Yeah.
But you could you just so me. Dude.
Yeah, you could.
You could. What do
Spice
you
it
think,
up.
kid? But Mr. Sunshine, our fellow DM YouTubers. This is a vegan raw mom. This lady's. Look, you got a new thing here. See a beautiful flower there? Since I've been eating a raw food diet, I'm extremely fertile. Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Extremely fertile. Oh yeah. That's what you have to be careful with. And also you ladies taking the female reproductive on birth control. We've had a few women get pregnant with our female reproductive formula while they're on birth control. So definitely the herbs are more powerful than the birth control. And yes, you get extremely fertile. Of course, since I'm 40, my OBGYN wants me to get a tubal or some piece of rice type item in my tubes to prevent future pregnancies. Additionally, a procedure that will eliminate my periods forever. Huh. Is there an herb that is good for... You know what? I'm trying to work on that. I am. And some of you have sent me some herbs, some ideas about herbs in the past, but I really have to get focused. I've been so busy, I haven't focused on that, but we do need a good formula for contraception. We need a good herbal formula that won't hurt the women, that'll be part of their health factors, and that'll keep up with them. We've got to find that right formula. I just got to spend some time doing it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Other than natural family planning, which is effective since I have already made the mistake of having my gallbladder and tonsils out. Ooh. Well, you got to move your lymph, sweetheart. To really get your lymph moving, definitely, get your bowels cleaned up, your kidneys, so you drain your head, because without the tonsils, your lymphs can get real bad upstairs. I want to keep the rest of my body parts as God intended. Good woman. My life has changed so much since our family started eating raw. Isn't that nice? I just love this. I'm happy that I was kidnapped willing by the raw foodist. Good. Go, Lisa. Good. This is just something. I was talking about Elvis and the Beatles and how they changed the consciousness of the thanks Observer
X? I don't know.
Observer X. This is Tales from, I keep wanting to say Crypt.
Yeah, no.
Because I watch the TV, I gotta say Tales from there. This is Tales from the Midwest. I had my first Jermoy today. It was awesome. Not bad for living in Michigan. It looked weird, so that was pretty cool. Pure herbs. She uses, she's getting her formula some pure herbs. I like pure herbs. Good company. Not like ours, but certainly pure herbs are good company.
Best.
Yeah, thank you. But Anton, I do like pure herbs. Blue Phoenix Rising, what are your thoughts on emotions like anger and rage? What do you think?
Your lymphatic system.
Yeah. What do you think else? What do you think, anger, liver?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So you want to detox the liver.
And he had it right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But I tell you this,
17 to 18.
and they get hot flashes. No. So that must be a female. I get hot flashes. No, but it's possible. All right, so what do you think? We only get mad when we're attached to something, or we feel like we have a part of the outcome. I still lose it sometimes over the medical profession. I'll never forget your story as long as I live. It's just an incredible story of disbelief. But you're showing me a lot of kids up in that area where they're just under, it's just a sad situation. But you're showing me a lot of kids up in that area where they're just under, it's just a sad situation. But it's hard to retain, not to have the anger, and you'd be one in particular that should say, how do you cope with what happened to your son? And then they had the audacity, and they did an autopsy, and they had the audacity to say our herbs are toxic, and he was on them, 2 or 3 days?
Yep, 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, and it was like, excuse me, they had no clue about the surgery. And I've been telling them about the anesthesia. And of course, we have the Michael Jackson case to show the toxicity effects, but a lot of people are not realizing these children are born with kidney and adrenals real low.
I brought that up at the beginning with Trev, but everyone looked at me like I had
Isn't
10
that something?
heads when I brought it.
That's because
I wasn't even into this then.
wow.
I was trying to see a naturopath for myself, and I said, "What about his adrenals?" Never saw an
You hit it
endocrinologist.
right.
Never
No,
saw.
of course, these guys don't know. I mean, an endocrinologist, they should know everything. They don't even know nothing. You know, I had an endocrinologist tell me he went to school. He was an osteopathic endocrinologist. Told me he went to school 15 years and he did not know anything of the relationship of the adrenal glands and sugar metabolism. And the first year A&P people get it.
Yeah.
I'm really up.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at that. So how do you cope? You let it go? You just have to put
do.
yourself in a good place?
Because I got angry, but I didn't. I had to focus on the good. I had to make myself, and that's what you have to look at. There is a brighter side, and you use something bad for good, and you just have to stay on that path and believe in what you're doing. So many people try to steer you off the path.
Oh, yeah.
And think you're crazy, but you know, I don't know. It took what I went through to realize it, and to go at this full board with me and the boys, and
it certainly changed your whole direction and focus, and now you're out there with the flags and everything else, and working with the moms and working with the children, and the people she's helped is unbelievable. The children are pulling themselves out. Like you said, her family was constantly sick, constantly at the pediatricians. Now they're never been through some hell. I mean, your son with all the limp, it was just like you said, bucket stringy, stuck together.
He was born without his intestines connected. Colton was released from the hospital without a bowel movement. That's our second one, not our third one that passed away. Our second one. And they released us, and we had 10 hours till it would have killed him. I took him to the NICU, and it was a complete disconnect, not a narrowing, 1 in a million chance, colonic atresia, and he had a colostomy bag.
Oh my God.
So, and then Logan, of course, was getting ready to have the ACE procedure done, where they manually stick a tube in his belly that I have to drain every day, and just night and day difference. I mean, not even remotely.
Is that amazing? I mean,
Yeah.
what you've been through as a mother and what you've been through to see in these health issues and the genetics.
Yes.
This has been my point all along. Medical people have to get with this level if they want to have any success helping these kids, because that's scary.
Well, and they told me, I kept saying, there's something genetic, there's something genetic. No, it's a fluke. Oh, it's not a fluke, especially, you know, when one of them...
Fluke.
Yeah.
There's no flukes in the wills of God. Everything is just like this in the wills of God. There's no fluke.
Yep.
Yeah, but, you know, typical unconsciousness. Beautiful story. Really intense. Here we go here. Anger and rage. You know, you have to, and we talked a lot about spirituality in terms of letting go and finding your center and living in the moment. And you have to get to the point where you just don't care about creation, but you're here to give love, awareness, knowledge, in a certain extent, to this world. Really, this is so simple. It's hard for the intellectual mind to grasp that. We understand that. But that's generally when it's a godly thing. It's when it's so simple, everyone understands it.
I love your saying that you said, intellectualism is threatening to eliminate us as a species.
It is. Thanks.
And it's true,
it
because
is true.
they think so deep into things instead of looking at it so simplified.
Exactly. And that's the problem. They've lost themselves in the jungle of thought.
It's the egos.
And it is. But we praise that. We pay for that. You know? Oh, you have another doctorate? Here's another 100 a year.
Yeah.
This person gets hot flashes, now less. So she's 17 and turning 18. And she's having hot flashes already. And someone was writing here that they're already in menopause and they're in their 20s or something. It's like
what they now call early menopause.
Oh, early menopause.
Yes.
You see, we need to put a name. Well, honey, that's your thyroid,
Yes.
and you have to work on your thyroid. Remember, we've been talking about the pituitary, so kind of, the camera's the best way to tell. I tell people, go out and get a picture, send it in, we'll look at it. We're going to do more education about the eyes online. I do have one video, it's a little short run, but because that's how you can see if you have a pituitary, because nowadays, who knows?
I'm good.
You're good? So, wouldn't you think? Healthcare spending accounts. I wanted to share my aggravation with the healthcare spending accounts that many of us participate in. Got any thought on that?
Yeah, because we have one and we can't use it for the herbs, and I think it's crazy.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that
Yes.
amazing? How about the Romney healthcare of that state? I mean, it's just a sad thing. It's sad that you can't. This is Lisa again. It's just sad where you can't use a healthcare system that you're going to be forced to participate in.
Yes.
I don't think, if the Supreme Court, I've said this before, if the Supreme Court goes that far and allows the government to do that, never has the Commerce Clause been stretched to such a level, and never has the federal government in this country allowed to be that much of a dictator. They do not have the jurisdiction, and unfortunately, I just talked to Rainey today. This website, Tools for Justice, is almost going. You guys are going to love that. Any of you having trouble with the government, particularly with the Internal Revenue, you're going to love what's coming for those guys. What kind of grape juice is best, and is it okay to consume all the sugar from it for people with blood sugar issues or adrenal fatigue? This is Bloodbath and Cake. Interesting name, man. What do you think? You want to comment on that?
Everybody asks that question about juice or about any
Which
kind
kind
of
of grape?
fruit with blood sugar, but you're differentiating fructose with glucose, and it's okay to consume that. Well, one of the ladies in the class was a type 1 diabetic, and by the end of that week, she was not taking her
In 1 week.
1 week. She was done with her insulin
In 1
because
week.
her sugar stabilized.
Isn't that cool?
Yes,
And she was a type 1.
type. Yep.
Yeah. So I would say the darker the grapes, the better, obviously, in the juice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tested the pH of all of them, and let me tell you, the dark-seeded ones are by far the most pronounced in its alkalinity.
I always throw
green.
the Concord in sometimes too, just to,
I love Concord.
if you can find them.
And if you can find them,
Yes.
oh, wow, I love
Yes.
Concord. Poor Welch's grape juice. They used to have it not from concentrate in glass bottles, and look where we've come so far. now we make it from concentrate and put it in plastic.
So the best grape juice is fresh pressed.
Fresh
grape
pressed, absolutely. Is it okay to consume all the sugar from it for people with blood sugar? Absolutely. Or adrenal fatigue? Absolutely. But work on your adrenals. Remember, behind all this, you're coming when working with the herbs as well. You're working on your adrenals and bringing them up, so you're working on this whole process. And what foods would you turn to? There is none. You can't turn to proteins. You can't turn to the dairy. You can't turn to the grains. What does that leave? Fruits and vegetables. People just have this unfounded concept that fruits are bad because you have like Cousins and Brian and Parker. You have these people that are pushing misinformation out there, and to me, they're doing a major injustice to our society. They're telling frugivores that fruit's not good for them. Excuse me? And you see on this site where people are going to the fruit level now, the raw food is going to the fruit level, and they're just kicking butt. And it's like, yeah, baby. Our problem, no question, farmers forgot how to raise decent food in this country. Have anyone had experience with a woman fallopian tubes have grown back after having them clipped and burned and by having surgery? Never had anybody, we've never had a raw female that had her tubes cut or tied and regenerated them where they cut the pieces out. I don't know. We don't have research. We're just a health center where people come in, we get them well next. We don't even keep I mean, we have a testimonial book. You saw our testimonial book, and that's just in the last few years. But it's like, I'd like to put them online, but it's, you know, the FDA's a little touchy right there, guys. I mean, so we have people, we want to bring them in, but half of our people are out of state, out of country.
Yep.
So it's hard to bring everybody in for you the way we want. We're going to keep trying, and you'll get them up as soon as they're in here, and we can set their butt down, and they're willing to talk. She was a little almost not willing to. But it's important that people understand, and you have had some of the most horrid experiences with the medical doctors that you can imagine, and it's just a nightmare from hell. And so it's I have to, my love goes out to you for your standing up and dealing with that. If you are a woman that's had this done, sweetheart, show us. Regenerate your fallopian tubes, because the body loves to regenerate.
Yep.
Now, I've seen cases where tissue was removed and hasn't come back. And I've seen tissue removed and came back. You know, we've seen new neural pathways, new vascular pathways, new bone, realignments. I don't know about hunks and chunks taken out. I don't know if you remove a complete organ, too. I've had a lady once with a piece of a thyroid left, and she grew it back. Whether when one's totally removed, not enough people are checking in, working in the raw that length of time.
Yep.
But certainly, that's what you guys are here for. You guys are the new tomorrow. Totally. You young guys are the new tomorrow. I just love it. And I love all of you and the power you're getting. I can't say enough good about our YouTube channel. And these bright souls here, their lights are turning on. We got some very bright lights here. Indian Banana, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to getting a good report soon, too. This is Lemonade, done real well. Pain all her life, and she's getting sediment now. Here's Eagle Heart Song again, wondering, what do you think? We mentioned to one of our parents that we haven't been to a doctor in many years, and she freaked out. We are in our early 50s, eating mostly raw fruits and veggies. He needs to put some hair on his head.
Yeah, he does.
You need to put hair on your head and take herbs to heal that past mistakes. Law. We are on no medications. Do they want? You don't want you have? Does your mom want you on on medications? I mean, you know, these people say you're not on medications. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Have no helmets or anything, because you guys know what you're doing. That's why these guys are a couple of great people. Look at those faces. Yeah. And see no need for any other, perhaps in the case of injury. We believe it unless something is broken, why fix it? Absolutely. And you guys are detoxing yourself. So whatever's breaking down in there that you're unaware of, whatever acidosis or inflammation's in there, you're probably not ever going to know it, because you're going in, you're going to remove it. And except for healing crises in those areas, you're really going to do well with that. So this is a typical issue, you know, about when you're in your 50s, you're nothing. You should be never on anything. And if you have to do something in a short period of time, it's a warning to you. If you have high blood pressure, what's the warning? You're losing your kidneys. You're losing your adrenal glands. In other words, take these warnings and go with them. Because not everybody's going to eat perfect all the time. We don't expect that. You know, but we want to do mostly perfect, you know. Dr. Morris and our group, yeah, baby. I received the November blood test we talked about in, this is Indiana Banana, like his hat. For the first time in years, the cholesterol count is normal in total, HDL and LDL, triglycerides normal, and the creatinine is down from 1 to 0.94. Go, Indiana Banana, go! Alkalize to detoxify and tissue regenerate. It works. I have the body of evidence. This is his legs. He came in here. He's the one we filmed. He let us film him.
Oh, wow.
They have big difference. Big cancer there, big difference. I showed you this before. Can you see that?
Wow.
I would like to put a lot more things up for these guys. I don't know what I've been getting trouble doing, because I got so many great pictures here to show them. But you'll see them for those coming to the school. We got some, can you see that?
Wow.
I would like to put a lot more things up for these guys. I don't know what I've been getting trouble doing because I got so many great pictures here to show them. But you'll see them for those coming to the school.
Oh.
We got some, what? They're not that gross.
No, I was saying it was nice. It was good to see.
It was good to see them,
Yes.
right? It's good to play with tumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like my son that pooped a worm out.
Ooh, that's right. You never did send me that worm.
No, I had to send you a picture of it.
Yeah. So this is good. You want a
Sure.
little lemon to alkalize the breath.
Mm. What are you trying
Since
to
I
say?
just jumped out of bed and jumped over here.
Is that what that was?
It was.
Oh.
Wearing the robe, grapes and coconut water. Look at this guy. Go, trader. Go, man. This guy is a new guy to the tube, as far as I know, because I've only seen him come up a couple times. Look at this. He put on the robe. He's going. I love people like him. This is what it takes, guys. I love you guys. We're going to change the world. It's exciting out there. Bloodbath and Cake. Interesting name. Is it possible to restore skin back? Oh. This is a good question. Is it possible to restore skin back to its natural state without laser or surgery? Please. This is a good question. You want to comment on that one? I have very bad acne scar indentation on my face that isn't healing, and my dermatologist is suggesting surgery. I think he should remove his face and have a new one put on. No offense. You know, I was, playing with this, but would you please make a video on this particular topic? Much appreciated. Absolutely. Much appreciated the question.
Well, anytime with prolapse, well, the prolapsed organs, working with your botanicals.
But can skin come back?
Oh, yeah.
Please. You want to make sure. People laugh when I say your hair will come back. People laugh, and I said, no, don't laugh.
It does.
Make sure it does. Because if it doesn't, what's the gig? What's the problem? You don't grow hair on your head. You ever notice those that are balding tend to visit nursing homes quicker?
Yeah.
Those that are balding tend to go, honey, where did I park the car? If you'll notice, most Alzheimer's, they tend to be real gray and balding.
Hey, you went there.
It was better. I mean, it's better.
Okay.
It was white. It was real white. I'm telling you, it's better. God. Stress of this field's getting me. I'm done. But the skin, real important. All skin conditions. It'll take a while to get all the scarring to eat back up and to get nice again. It'll take you a couple of years to do that part of it. In terms of the acne and the psoriasis and the rosaceous and stuff, those should be gone within 6 months easy. Extreme psoriasis might take you a year, but we've had extreme psoriasis. We had a young lady here. She's only like 18 or 19, single mom. Psoriasis head to toe. I mean, her skin was flaked. When she moved, she split and bled.
Wow.
Even her eyelashes. I have her picture, and it was like there was a path of skin followed her
Oh, my
everywhere she went.
goodness.
So I threw her in the ocean, and then we went
Yeah.
after her lymph system. 2 months, all gone, but the very tips of her fingers. Pretty
Wow.
cool. It was a good case, but she was young, and she was able to tear into it.
Yeah.
And of course, her regenerative ability went well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you want to make sure you regenerate your skin. Wrinkles. When I see someone coming in here after about 3 or 4 months and they're wrinkled up, especially in their 60s and 70s, but you got them in the young people from smoking and everything, the calcium sucking out of them. When you got wrinkles, if they're not going away, you're not getting it. I can just what I tell you. If your skin isn't toning, you're not digging deep enough. You make sure your skin tones. Take the skin formula, go after the lymph, the kidneys, the adrenals, but wrinkles and skin and scar tissue. Your body will eat it up, but you got to be really, really good. This is, I guess, addressing this person, Mr. A or out. I would not worry about your potassium like the, unless you have some real severe condition that dangerously elevates it. It sounds like a kidney issue here coming. Are you on dialysis, Mr. Aunt? Plus the points of food that they have the minerals. It is. This is all about the adrenals. Generally, when you lose your kidneys, now you start having the potassium problems and phosphorus problems. But I tell you the truth, because adrenals control sodium and potassium. However, dialysis alone starts screwing with the potassium and phosphorus, and then you're really in trouble. It's not, with very high potassium levels, they claim heart attacks coming. We have a lot of people on dialysis that does push that envelope because dialysis itself, not saying you're on dialysis, but this is a common problem with dialysis that I can tell you, you have kidney and adrenal problems big time here. See what your creatinine is in your blood, have it checked, but better than that, hit the fruit, get the kidneys going, get the adrenals up. When you think sodium sorted, you are not getting too much potassium from fruit. No way. No, 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 no. This is about your adrenals and metabolizing potassium and that whole sodium-potassium balance. And this is a problem with biochemistry. You can't go in and say, look, my potassium's high, I'll take more sodium. You can't play that game, because this is all about the adrenal glands and the utilization of minerals, and there could be other antagonistic factors to why the potassium's up. There's a lot of minerals that are probably antagonistic to potassium or affects potassium in a negative way like that. Generally, if it's antagonistic, it's going to push it out. So there could be something else there elevating it, and that's why you can't play this. That's the intellectual game of biochemistry, and you can't play that game and have this high level of success with your patients. Impossible. Never seen it from any biochemist out there. Yeah, the suck off the energy of the youth. How's that for controversial? Folk wouldn't freak out if they realized just a fraction of the energy vampirism going on. Everybody's doing it. Like Madonna said, is what makes the world go round. That's Danielle, right?
Yeah.
That she's one quirky woman, and that I can't say that.
Yeah. I'm not saying it either.
I'm not saying nothing, sweetheart. Interesting comment. But you're right. I mean, come on. You're in the physical world, and we'd like to think we're higher order beings, you know. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you can't come down and play and have a lot of fun. But you have to do it with detachment, love, and joy, and respect everyone, and allow everyone to do their thing.
Yep. I'm
very much into the framers of the Constitution, because they pretty much bite my tongue, said God put us here and granted the freedom, and we're going to create documents that will allow that to happen. They're going to allow us as God people to do, to have some things we can have fun on this planet, and others we can't. I mean, this whole allowing humans. This is Indiana, but here's homeschooling, because you were just talking about taking your son out of public school because of what's going on there with the diet and everything there. Homeschooling. The pianist in our church has 9 children.
Wow.
Amish, all homeschooled. When they all show up for church, they take notes. Her oldest son went to the Naval Academy, where he tested out 7 courses out of 9. I know nothing about their diet, but I would bet money to marbles. Yeah.
Kudos to the homeschooling 9 children, too.
Heck of a woman.
Yeah.
Heck of a woman to have 9 children in the first place. She's one heck of a mama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good mama. Take care of your babies with the raw foods and stuff. It's like Tamara has, and I'm telling you, she's. I mean, because when you work with the threat, and I've talked to them about this before, the threat of the government or the state coming in and seizing your children.
Yep.
This is what all mothers live with that are raw foodists, and that venture down that road. It's like me. I've always lived every day with, do I hear them out there looking, ready to come? You hear that? Because, anybody that teaches people to get well and be happy and healthy, generally they try to put them in jail.
Yes.
But so I've always lived with that threat till we found some good laws here in this state. You've always lived with a threat. For 40 years I lived with a couple of threats like that. And that's no fun to live your life where someone pulls up, you're seeing if it's a black government car. That's no fun. Yeah. So I'm after this government for making my life hell like that. The truth is not profitable. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Yeah. The unconscious population is easy to mislead. Wake up and pass the truth on to our children. So, just what we're talking about. Good. Thanks for the comment. One.
Vitaloco.
See, I can't pronounce some of those things. It's like, I'm afraid I'll pronounce it wrong is my problem. I'm an old southern Indiana boy.
You know what my husband and I say about this all the time is, I didn't know, so I had babies. I didn't know to get myself healthy. but our grandkids are going to be.
That's what I'm saying. And
Yep.
I told them before, this is the future.
Yes.
Getting our children healthier, they in turn getting their children. You know
Yes.
what? We have to work out of this maze of genetics. It's going to take a while, generation per generation, but we have to start somewhere.
Yep.
Because and you can see how that karma is, because some children are just not making it. Some families can't procreate anymore, so they're ending. You know, only the people that take this on and grow and become God people and healthy and loving, those are going to be the future people that survive this onslaught of toxicity.
Yep.
But we're going to be going through some starvation periods, because I think I already I have this circled. I think I already talked about this. Oh, sounds like she's a bit out of balance. Yeah, I did talk about this. Let me see here. I think I talked about this one too. Yes, I did. This person's on a lot of medications. And I did talk about this one too. Now we can break it. I know. I couldn't even find a paper clip this thick. This is a case I already addressed. This one as well. Believe it or not, this is Jacqueline. I've already addressed her case here on another video. So let's go through and do these. JG, he's another really cool dude on this. Really good dude. Really, you could feel his heart. There's a Lion Man the same way. These people, you can really feel a lot of their love, and that's why I enjoy doing this site, because people really are growing and taking it on and helping others, and that's what I love to see, because they're helping each other, they're helping their friends, their families. Some are doing like you, got a nice business card, you're setting yourself up as a natural health health counselor and a detoxification specialist, a certified detoxification specialist. And that's a perfect title for us, because then what are they going to say to us? We're health counselors, we're detoxification specialists. Is there a law against that or something, using raw foods? Oh, there's a law against raw foods? Don't be surprised if some senator doesn't introduce a bill that bans raw food eating.
Just like the pizza thing we just heard.
Oh, the pizza thing. What was that? Oh, one of the staff members.
They just declared pizza
a vegetable,
so the schools could still have it
in their school lunches. So that means grains and cheeses are vegetables.
Yeah, yeah. It's the calcium in cheese. Don't you know that?
I forgot. That's true. Of course, you can't get that one. You probably get more calcium out of the white flour.
Yeah.
This is JG. Hey, Doc, have you ever been to Robert is here? Fruit stand down? No, I haven't. There's a fruit stand down in Homestead, south of Miami. They sell lots of tropical.
Huh.
See, the trouble is, it's such a drive for me to go down there. By the time I go down there, the fruit's only good for 2 or 3 days or a week at most.
Live in Pennsylvania. You can't get
I
anything
know.
good.
She's from Pennsylvania. There's no way. Look at here. They got pomelos. I bet their papayas are good. Honey, he's into honey tangerines. You ever had a honey tangerine? You've never had a honey tangerine?
And again, I'm from Pennsylvania. I've never heard of a honey
tangerine. You
tangerine.
got to move out of there, because after you and your husband need to come down, and we'll try to get him a job. But I tell you, honey tangerines. You've never had a honey tangerine?
And again, I'm from Pennsylvania. I've never heard of a honey tangerine.
You got to move out of there, because after you and your husband need to come down, and we'll try to get him a job. But I tell you, honey tangerines are the nectar of the gods. This side of Naples, a good organic navel, but the honey tangerines, I've got a couple of trees, and you'll just drool. If I have a ripe one, I'll bring it to you. Okay. This year, our fruit did not come well. Most groves down here didn't do well in their fruit this year. But look at this guy. Are you down that neck of the neighborhood, JG? I didn't know you were down there. You're in Florida. It would be a nice day trip for you and the wife some weekend. You could then do a video on the wonderful fruit you brought. I had a big mango here one day, because I got down to Pine Island, and it was like, oh, wow. Pine Island is an island down off of Fort Myers here. It's naval, and it's Coconut Haven, Lychee Haven, and well-known man. Dr. Jensen used to fly here, and that's where he headed because the mangoes are like, voila, way out there. Huge. Valencia mangoes were his and my favorite. They had so much better than the Haydens and other ones. Now, also a good resource is the tropical fruit growers of South Florida. Heard about them. You can search by the fruit. Yeah, I heard about them. Thank you, JG. Thank you, man. If you're close, come see me one of these days, JG. Get a picture of those eyeballs of yours. Organic Heart. I like that name. Mm-hmm. Funny how when you eat cheese before bedtime, you are most likely have nightmares. I never thought about that. Yeah. I don't do cheese. I don't do cheese well. Can't say that once in a while I'm out and it doesn't come on a salad and I just take it off as much as I can and eat it. But forget to say, sometimes you forget to say, hey, does it have this? Does it have that? Does it have this? I mean, but I've just never been a cheese person. I think when they heat the cheese and it's like the glob. It's like a glob. It sticks and it's, ooh. I can't deal with that. That's it. I'm totally on board with the understanding that parathyroid and adrenal issues can cause depression along with the weak tissue sensations. I cannot believe the difference in my emotional state after working on the parathyroid issue. Good work. Good work. How do you pronounce that name?
Monkeys, demons.
Huh?
Monkeys, demons.
Oh, yeah, Monkeys, Demons. I said that before. I just wanted to see if you agree. Okay. I cannot believe the difference. Agree with the female cystitis stuff, too, with adrenal and kidney weakness and unbalanced hormones. Saw it with friends and family. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely. A lot of cystitis out there. But, and now the latest, of course, is polycystic syndromes, like polyovarian syndrome, polykidney syndrome. Hello. Good thing it wasn't somebody's name again. Mm-hmm. Like Wolf Parkinson syndrome or something like that, There's Dano. That boy needs some hair. We're going to get some hair for these people. They don't believe me.
He's even looking up at it.
Look at it. Now, you've been to my school. Right? Yes. Real interesting about the MRI, not being able to see problems. Absolutely. You can't see acidosis in the body with MRIs, CAT scans. You need something a little more hard. So if we just sit and watch your inflammation and your pain, it'll someday show up. When you deteriorate the tissue or when you have a hardened mass, sure. Oh, my God. Yeah. I know. Unless there's some density of acidosis. Absolutely. These guys get it. And I love this. These guys are getting it. People are still in pain. Thanks, man. True. To think another wasted procedure to look. Yeah, well, it brings in pretty good money. What is an MRI now? About $2,500, $3,500? I can get a CAT scan done for about $1,800 down here for somebody. Hospitals generally charge about $35 now, I think. Wow. Mm-hmm. To think another wasted procedure to look for the golden key. Isn't that interesting? This guy's really cool guy. Need to get him hair on him, though. You're absolutely right, Dano, man. I just think that this is so unreal. The simplicity of what we all know here and the level of the regeneration of this and the genetic remembering of this is so incredible. And when you look at all this wasted stuff, and all the damage to tissue. Now, MRIs are not so bad except for the dyes, but the anything ultrasound, a little bit better. But the CAT scans, my God, those should be antiquated. It's like rolling an old CAT scan machine in the old garage and letting cobwebs get on it. Mm-hmm. We should be way advanced over that. Magnetic frequencies and just... One Star Trek, you zip up around the physical body, you'd know the frequency of every cell, every microbe, you'd know what microbes are where what cells, what level of morphology they're at, the level of genetics. You could do everything with just one scan, like a thermography scan, but one scan, but you're registering frequencies. Yeah. We can make an MRI machine. Yeah. When you were rubbing Drew's back, that was interesting to me. Where can I get a chart to show me how to do that? Touch for Health. These are Touch for Health charts. They got new names now. I forget some of the names, but this is Touch for Health, kinesiology. That'll show you these spots. My husband would like me to do that for him. Of course. Well, I was showing him muscle testing.
Oh, yes.
And I'll show you guys in the school, you know, and I was working on Drew's side because he's always complaining about being cold. So he's on a glandular, now he's warmer. So I just wanted to show him to test it because you can test any part with your hand that's strong or weak. And I showed you how you strengthen these tissues up there. We'll do more of that in school. Linda Lou. I love that name. Where are you from, Linda Lou? Lean. You know, when you see that, well, I won't get into that. I got to be careful. I get too political sometimes, and you know, it's like, you know, when you're beat up by something, you tend to incorporate. I'm trying to lose that because I don't want people to get. This is Indiana Banana again, dear Morse, about those legs. Still gnarly and reddish, but the knot is down to about the size of a BB. Ooh, that's good. Well, Dave, you got to really keep moving until that leg looks as pretty as a newborn baby's butt. All right? To be persistent, totally disappearing. Absolutely. He had a big old tumor on his leg, and now it's down the size of a baby. Still red and everything. Well, heck yeah. But once you get that lymph, and you keep filtering those kidneys, Indiana Banana, and you get that lymph moving, that'll all turn nice and pretty like a regular leg again. Oh. Let's see, 303. This is a nice lady. She's been really helpful here a lot. 1 second. She's talking to this other one.
She's talking to someone else, yeah.
The Coral video, although I preferred this version, Mr. Coral takes orders only by phone because he wants to have a personal connection with the people he sells his fruit to, which says a lot about the kind of person. I wonder who that. Tell me more about that 303, about this Coral. Mr. Coral and his fruit. I know it. I tell you, I've had all kinds of dreams. Everybody does that's into health. Dreams of having fruit farms, you know, and dreams of having all kinds of things like that. But I think that things are going to happen to where we might even be communal living again. I really do. I mean, when you look at the people out of work and there's people having more babies, there's no work, the houses are so ungodly expensive. I think TP manufacturers, you ever see these new TPs they make, and these new like huts that they have out in northern Russia and stuff. They have these neat things you can buy. You can buy a teepee, an Indian teepee, has a kitchen in it and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. See, at a fraction of the cost of a $250,000 house, and you're close to the family.
There you go. Really close to the family.
Really close. Well, what you do is you have mama teepee, mama and daddy teepee, and then you have little baby teepees. And you have gardens, you know, and a walkway to each one of them. One of our healing centers, we're going to be that. We're going to have individual houses, but we wanted the domes. In Florida, this Buckminster Fuller's dome concept, I don't know why they ever didn't take that on, because where you have high winds, where you have hurricanes, why would you have square houses? Yeah. It's easy to push over a square house, but a dome, you ever see a geodesic dome? They're all hooked together with triangles. The harder the wind blows, the better that dome sits on the ground. Wow. Great design. I love domes. The air doesn't hit corners, so air's circulating, fraction of the costs. And I would love to see that. I was going to have a healing center, the main lobby, a big golden dome. God's Herbs, a big golden dome with golden mirrored light that reflects beautiful flowered grounds, and then you go out to little places of smaller domes and stuff. Never seen that dream come true, but I thought that would be cool. Yeah, it would so futuristic, so beautiful, in a dome where you have the whole light see-through glass, you have the heavens coming in on you. Always wanted a dome home. This is a new lady on here too, Keek Beek.
Keek Beek, yeah.
Keek Beek. Hi, Dr. Morse. It's Angela from Maryland. I work in an elementary school. All right. And I used to always comment on how so much food gets thrown into the trash. Oh, there's kitty cats and dogs out the back. We can always make them sick.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen the light in terms of nutrition, I no longer try to catch the milk. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, don't catch the milk. Matter of fact, don't let the animals eat it either. I don't know, what are we going to do with that toxic substance? Yeah. What are we going to do with all the toxic milk on the planet? Nothing likes it. Yep. You know, does bacteria even bother it? I don't know anymore. It's like, ew, you're making the bacteria sick. Yep. Can you make bacteria sick? Absolutely. And don't make them mad either. I'm no longer trying to catch the milk as it's being thrown into the garbage or the cereal or the hamburgers. Oh, honey, I'm glad you caught the light now, sweetheart. The bananas and the apples, yes. I love you, Doctor. I love you too, sweetheart. Thanks for this great comment, honey. Proud of you, sweetheart. You go with this girl and you run with this, okay? We're just tapping the surface of this big mound of papers.
Oh my goodness, I know.
This is Daniel again. Dr. Morse, I'm wondering about the glandular for the parathyroid from Calma Plus. Well, it's not, that's what it's called. It's from Standard Process. Now, there's controversy with Standard Process. We are investigating that because we are not having anything. It's not top-notch here. You never know. I mean, companies can lie to you. Standard Process used to tout, they have their own farms and all organic. Now there's controversy whether they're using organic or not. And it's like, if they're not, they need to be held accountable. This is beyond. But this is the ways of an unethical company. Any company that would, for a while, sell you organic. Now, I felt sorry for the Rise and Shine guy because remember he was in our class, the last one.
Rise and Shine.
Yeah, he was the one up front with the lady that wrote the book on the.
I know who you mean. Yep. Yep.
And he was telling that they got so busy, he was buying his herbs from Blessed Herbs, which Michael had a good thing going for a while. Mm-hmm. And then they got so busy that he started buying commercial. And that's when they had serious trouble. They found herbs from China and really bad stuff, and people got sick. And it's like, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
If we can't get them, we can't get them. But I'll never buy commercial herbs. Forget that. That's insane. I'll never compromise. Never. And the only way we'll use plastic unless there's nothing else available. And that's, we almost had to one time because there was absolutely nothing else available. Everybody was out of glass. And it's like, oh no, I don't use plastic. You know, and it's like, you know, we have to deal with the market and what we can get. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh no. Because Richard Schultz used to put his superfood in plastic for years. And he'd say, Richard, why would you put your superfood in plastic? Now he's going to glass, but it took him years to go to glass. Yeah. Richard? All right. I'm a little weary of taking it because if I eat anything other than the fruit, I feel inflammation and stiffness. Okay, that's okay. You don't have to take it, man. I am wondering if it need to go this route. Maybe try other methods first. You could try the endocrine gland formula. See if that'll help with that, because that'll pick up the pituitary, thyroid. It'll probably help the parathyroid as well, so I would take the endocrine gland formula. I wonder if you need to do this right now. First with adrenal and thyroids. Do the endocrine gland formula. Tall and thin, bruise easy. See, he's tall, you can tell he's thin, he bruises easy, and definite cracking joints. This is the thing. I worry about this guy with that because he really needs to overcome that. Now, the fruit's going to help with the flavonoids on the bruising easy, but this is a parathyroid, sure. Mm-hmm. So, and you can see without the hair here, you're really going to suspect pituitary. No question about that. I'd really then pop up on the pituitary and do the endocrine gland formula kaboot there, Dano, and see if that'll help pull you out of that. I'd really then pop up on the pituitary and do the endocrine gland formula kaboot there, Dano, and see if that'll help pull you out of that. Because you really got to get your lymph moving up in here, my friend. And when you start seeing your hair plucking up there, use upper circulation, by the way, Dan, and that'll really help do that one.
Yes, it will.
Okay. What's this one? When you said in the past that alfalfa might even be better than wheatgrass, are you meaning alfalfa sprouts? Sure. I love the alfalfa plant. It's always been known as the power plant. Wheatgrass has never been known as the power plant. Wheat has never been known. Alfalfa. And when you grow that rich and green, you could kick your butt. So that's a good, I mean, absolutely. You can use sprouts and you can get those sprouts real green. I was telling about a time where I was growing alfalfa sprouts, and I was living in my van, and I was trying to be fruitarian, and I was moving toward that, and I just didn't want them. And so I look, and they've been in there for a week, and there's a lot of moisture in the jar, you know. And I thought, well, I'll just throw these out. But I just thought I'd just taste them before I throw them out. They were really intensely green, so real bitter. So I threw them away within 5 minutes, and a great big wad of mucus came out, and I'm going, nice. And I'll never forget stuff like that. I was going to start growing wheatgrass. I personally am an alfalfa freak, but good wheatgrass, okay. You know, some people are having trouble with the wheatgrasses. We have comments here. But if something else is better, I think alfalfa is incredible. Linda Lou. She must be from the Midwest. Linda Lou. Astral. Oh. Hey, Doc, I know you don't like isolate chemistry, but I was wondering your view on MMS. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically releasing chloride dioxide gas in the body. And it's I definitely have heard of it. And it's supposed to neutralize acids and kill parasites. It's been used to cure cancer, herpes, pain, skin stuff. I know a lot of people on MMS. Have you ever heard it do that to anybody? Curing the cancer, herpes? Have you ever heard any of that?
No.
I haven't either, and I had a lot of people on it.
Yep.
Another one of those, I'm a miracle and I do everything type of isolate. No, thank you, sweetheart. Thanks, you're welcome, Astral, and no way on holy heck. These are longer ones, I'm going to wait. This is Wonder-Wise. I better not wait. There was a, can I read this? My sole intention with Kelly was a single post on a board which said something like, why would you be? Wonder-Wise, don't worry about it, sweetheart. That was yesterday's history. Don't take off from this site. You're a good woman. I can tell who you are by the way you write and what you write. So I can tell you're a good woman, Wonder-Wise, and do not leave this channel. I'm going to kick your butt.
Yep.
Right? She's a good mother here,
Yep.
and she's afraid. I mean, she made a comment. Everybody's supportive on this channel. These guys have been real supportive of me. We have some people that we're kind of pulling along a little bit here and there. So, you know, I have never private messaged her. Listen, my son is really upset by the backlash. Hey, tell your son to chill out. And Mom, you and your son stay on this too. You know, this is the world of humans. There's people that, so just let it go. I love you, and your son sounds like a good guy too. So you guys stay with us. Let's be a good family. Let's go right on down the line. Bury it. It's done. I'm not even thinking a single thought of it. I don't care. We can't live in the past ever. We got to drop it in the moment and go on. Be like, remember Jesus said, be like little children.
Yes.
Live in the moment.
Yep.
You know, we might get mad at each other one time, and the next moment we're out playing with each other
Yeah.
again. Can't carry nothing.
And the other thing is, going down this route, somebody's going to criticize you all the time.
Always.
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 And you can't, if you let it get to you, you can't.
You've seen that already.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just, people will fight and argue on things they have no clue
Yes.
about. You ever notice that?
Yep.
They do. People will
And it's
fight
best
it.
to walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
They're not worth your time or your energy.
Thanks. Thank you. You've been a real inspiration to me. I grow marshmallow. She grows marshmallow, hyssop, horehound, and I use plantain and dandelion. Is this a hell of a woman or what?
Yeah.
Yet I need a drama-free life. Well, she's a very sensitive woman. You can tell that. Well, listen. Don't be running off. I'm going to take this as a redirection from the universe that there is something else. Don't take it that way. Don't take it that way, wonder-wise, because this could have been a good lesson for you to strengthen up a little bit in your emotions and stuff. I know you're a sensitive woman, but you know, if it was up to me, I would join you out in the garden with the marshmallows and the plantains. But we have to understand that this world is hurting, and sometimes we can't just take it all for ourselves. We have to be out there and help others. I can tell you're one heck of a good woman here. So, and your son, you guys don't be upset. Come and join us, and let's become a good, strong family. And she's got the plantain and the marshmallow, and you're growing some mighty fine herbs, honey. Good woman. This is Organic Heart. If I ever knew what the birth control can do to you, I would never. I know. You know what? But we're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
We never pursued natural means of birth control in terms of botanicals. I can, and I'm going to, but I keep saying I'm going to, but you know what our life is like.
Yeah.
12 years on this poison. Yeah, it does ruin your adrenals. It definitely does. Premature ovulation, ovarian failure, messed up pituitary. Yeah, no kids with the kind of health. The good news is lots of time to repair the body. That's the attitude. That's the attitude. Yeah, you can understand what they did and what's been going on, but remember, it's just a body. It isn't who you are, it's just your body. Now you also know the secrets of how you repair that body and you get your health back, and now you have the knowledge and the wisdom to tell others, like you're doing. You're going out and ringing the church bell. Don't let this happen to you. It happened to me, and the God thing is to help others so it doesn't happen to them. So that's what this site is about. That's what our school's about. Or I would rather sit at home, out in the garden and relax. Or see you.
That's right.
Here's Adeno again. Notice today while walking my route, he's a mailman. All right. That a lady, tell him you want Saturday off so you can have a good weekend. That a lady left a tray of cooked rice for the birds and it looks like it was hardly touched. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey, animals aren't stupid. Some of them might, I tell you, when a coon or a crow or anything like scavenger birds don't eat that, that's scary. That's scary. Yeah, when a coon down here walks around something, that's scary. This is Alona Lotta. I love her title. My husband has peeling and cracking skin on his fingers for about a year now. I made him a homemade olive garlic lavender tea tree. Whew! That's a long one.
Yeah,
homemade olive garlic lavender tea tree oil, and gets better than it gets for a while. He's on kidney, skin, and lymph formulas, but he won't go raw. He is Swiss.
And loves his cheese.
I know you Swissers like your cheese. Why don't you trade your cheese for chocolate? You guys are into chocolate too. Got some Swiss chocolate right there. A guy from Switzerland came in here. He's a YouTuber, brought us some, when you're Switzerland, it's about the chocolate. Let me tell you. Belgium lady was in here. She didn't bring me no chocolate. Belgium chocolate. I mean, this is the fight of the chocolates. What can I get him off the cheese? Stay to chocolate, man, because I tell you, if you had to say chocolate or cheese, chocolate. The cheese is really that bad for you. Do you have a trick to help the craving? Yes, Parasite M. Get the fungus out of him and he'll quit craving it, I tell you. This is how you're always doing it. Great ending, Chris. Chris, he's always messing with these videos. I never know what Chris is doing out there. I know. So I don't know. These guys tell me before Chris does. I mean, he never tells me. He's messing, but it gives him, he's finally feeling like, this has really been good for him. Absolutely. I can tell you, though, this cracking skin is the lymph system, and this is an internal problem. It's an internal problem with the lymph. A lot of nurses get that because they're always rubbing their hands with lotions. Not a good idea, and so they end up impacting the hands lymphatically, and then they get cracking and bleeding. You really got to detoxify this out. You could use salt water, and you could use different things to like heal all tea. Your plantain, like Miss Wonderwise has got. You could make some teas of marshmallow and plantain, and he could rinse his hands in it to draw. But in reality, he's got to move his lymph system, and clean that up. But time to be careful of what he allows to his skin to touch, because he's going to absorb that. What's our time? Hey, look at that time already.
I know.
And I got things to go do. This is my day off,
I know.
I don't think I've even showered this morning. I mean, I ran in here to do this.
I thought it was your breath. Maybe it's your...
Is this this?
I'm just joking. Hey, you don't stink when you're raw.
I don't? That's right. Well, I'm not all raw. No, you don't stink when you don't eat meat.
Yeah, when you don't eat meat. Yeah, because you said you can walk into the hospitals and
you can
smell,
really smell.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Because generally when you're sick, what do? Sweat. Hopefully. If you don't sweat, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So when they sweat, they really stink.
Oh, yeah.
People really stink in the hospital. Oh, you're a carnivore. Yeah. This is No Crap. This is Steve, another great person here. I think we can all benefit from the Wonder Wise video. When the seas get rough, the gentle hands prevail. Isn't that nicely said?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? The first step in true healing. Thank you, Steve. Great there. Dr. Morris gets forced to move into a cave in the woods. Don't tempt me, Steve.
You would.
He's tempting me.
I know.
He's saying cave in the woods. He's tempting me. I hate that. I don't think Chris is going to be happy about setting up the satellite feed. All of these great. You guys are so good. Thank you for your comments. So allow us all to be the whales of the cave. This guy is super good, Steve. I'll tell you. What's that? 2 apples and a.
Honestly, I don't know, but as a miniature
Doesn't it look like
version, I
a
don't
male
know.
thing? You know, I have 8 kids and I have no idea what that looks like.
I'm not sure.
Funky boo boo nuts.
Okay, that's what it looks like. Funky boo boo.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, where did you get that real long carrot or whatever that is? Thanks for the endorsement. Thank you. Simple too. My apples could be bigger. Well, you're not old enough. When you get my age, those apples get real big.
Oh my, you got off track on this?
I only got 3 hours sleep last night, so it's like I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this, man. I had a long. I meditated till at least 2. Then had to get up at 5 to take my RV to the dealer. It was like, oh my God, Silver 44 guy. And when I say plants, I mean to include fruits. Yep. Hello, Silver 44. Can you recommend a good scientific book on learning about the biochemistry and magnetic of edible plants? Holy crap. You know, I've got some nice books behind me here. They're like $300 and $400 books here, kind of mixed in with the other ones. I can't remember who the company is, but it's one of these herbal associations has a bookstore. It has some really nice books, but they're $300, $400, $500, $600 a book.
Wow.
But they're a lot into the biochemistry thing of plants, and I started to really tear into that, and I realized, oh my God, each plant is individual. Each plant has chemistry that we're starting to name the chemistry now, and it's like, you know what? I'm too old.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do anymore with intellectualism. I'm done. You know what? I am. I'm done. I just don't have the time. I don't care who you're going to tell it to. You got your clients there. You're going to sit there and give them a dissertation on biochemistry, and they're going to sit there and look at you, and that doesn't work. Who you're going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Knowledge is kind of a feed, an energetic feed. But my energetic feed now is God. So I don't use biochemistry as an energetic feed. But I will pull some of these books up for you since you mentioned that. Not right now, but I'll pull some of these up for you and show you them. And if I can find the bookstore where you can get them, they're really nice stuff. I just don't go there anymore. I just don't. It's just I don't even want to know anymore. I don't care because it doesn't do me 1 ounce of good with my clients. Yeah. They don't care. They're hurting. They're dying. They want well. I want to have a life.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're hurting. They're dying. They want well. I want to have a life.
Yeah.
You know. I'm just not about that. My whole goal is to take that intellectualism and reduce it to the simplistic. I've always been good at taking what seems difficult and cutting off the fat. And I think that's where we have to go. I really do. Instead of getting deeper into where the biochemistry.
Many people try to dig in too deep.
Don't
and then they confuse themselves. They get off path.
Exactly.
I've had clients already.
Over and over again. Now that's a good one.
Continue, and
Exactly.
they continue to go, and they continue to look
Exactly.
too deep.
We know one right now.
Instead of worrying about getting healthy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I've lost clients that way.
Exactly.
I have a friend that
I have too. And they come back wandering in years later, one lady came in the other day, years later, now she's in big trouble, but she's been knocking on a lot of other doors, which I can't fault her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's wasted so much time. Now her tumor's real big, real hard, and now she has to have surgery, in our opinion, because it's too late to even pull it too hard. You can't, when things get too hard, too big, you waited too long. It's going to be better that you don't take your life by trying to play the natural role when you really need to have it extricated. You know, there are times where you're going to have some tumors removed, especially in some breast cancers. You've got to be able to get these out, and if you let things wait too long, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because by the time you have a tumor, you have to realize you've had years and years and years of acidosis. Now, this interesting thing is, look how quick these children are growing tumors. Look at one of our friends that kind of mad at me right now, the C lady that had the young girl with the tumor in her head. I mean, this is 3-year-olds. Wasn't she 3 or 5?
She was 5 when she had surgery, I think.
We have another 3-year-old with brain tumors. We have a lot of these young kids with brain tumors. Now, look, 3 years old, you got a brain tumor. Well, can we go to the formulas?
Yeah.
Yep, we sure can. These mucus congesting, high acidic formulas, oh my God. Dear Dr. Morris, I have asked this question before, but no luck to get an answer yet, or I have missed it somehow. I have calcium deposits in the scrotum. First found them when I was 18 years old, and now I'm almost 44. It was one cyst about the size of a cherry pit. They told me not to worry about it. We'll just watch it. Many ultrasounds and the size is still the same. Well, that's good. In the meantime, over the last 10 years, multiple teeny bumps, very, very small. I had those checked, and they called them suspicious cysts of the scrotal wall. Cysts of something, it ended off. Well, this is Life Rejuvenator. Life Rejuvenator. My friend, every time I keep getting some from you, I still get a deeper insight into you and how much problems you're having with your body, my friend. No, this is all the lymph. Oh, absolutely. What else is there? Yep. You got blood and lymph. Pick one. Are those blood cysts? No. That's a lymph system in him. So, Life Rejuvenator, you're kicking butt, my friend. You're going to get rid of these. Keep going. Keep digging into that lymph detoxification. Keep digging with your kidneys and adrenals, and those will come out of there, my friend. Absolutely. See, I have to go back through all these and write them down so he has a table of contents a little bit. I have not heard this question yet, Life Rejuvenator. I haven't heard this question yet. I apologize to you. I don't know which one this is from. Maybe this is...
I think this goes with this.
This one there?
Yeah. Stangery?
See, I can't read some of those either. Do know of an outfit that distributes quality herbal seeds of a... do know. Thanks, Dr. Morris. I'm one of your quiet students that sits in the back of the classroom. Thank you, man. I understand. I tell you what, I'm really out of my element because I like to be in the back of the classroom and observing too. So, you know what, I had to push myself out through the years to give lectures and to talk. Listen, when you live in the woods and you're real quiet as a hermit for a few years, it ruins you. It's hard to get out. I've thrown up. I've done all kinds of things through the years, making myself to get out and talk and lecture because I knew that I had this mission I had to do, and it was like, no, thank you. Oh no, you got to no. Oh yeah. So if I don't, the masters will kick my ever-loving kuto. So, thanks, Dr. Morrison. I appreciate the quiet student, but you can ask what you want, my friend. I'm not sure where we get quality herbal seeds. I'm not in that part of this practitioner as I am. I don't even grow herbs. I used to grow comfrey and a few things, but since herbs are all around the country and in the mountains, I've gone ginseng hunting and stuff like that, but and poke root and stuff like that, but I don't grow anything because I have no time. I'm working 24 hours a day almost as it is, and I got to start having a life a little bit, you know. Can you tell me a good book for reading eyes? Well, I like Jensen's work. Yeah. I think you always should try to get Jensen's work first and then spread out. There's a lot of. I'll pull up a bunch of nice books and show you what I've got here, and I'm going to do an iridology thing for them and stuff like that. But keep in mind that you always choose. This science is ever growing, so I'm going to let you in, particularly in the class. I'll let you guys in on some things about the eye, and we'll keep going because everybody finds new things, especially when they're working with it, and what they're watching repetitively. And so some things in iridology I found I don't think is true, and other things very true. So we'll see. I would like to learn how to and eventually take your course. But need to save for the course. Thank you so much for the answers and all the videos. I am one of your biggest fans. Thank you so much. This is Brenda here in Canada. Absolutely. We already have 4 to 5 inches of snow. Yuck! Poor thing. Keep on with the videos. Thanks, sweetheart, for your comments there. You guys got it coming too.
We already have
I know! Kathy is in Massachusetts and just up from her 15 inches.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What are you still doing there? I have eczema too on my fingers mainly. What do you think that is? I narrowed it down to alcohol and possibly something in processed foods. How about lymph?
Yeah.
Don't go too far outside of that. How about lymph?
Yeah.
All these things that you're talking about exacerbates lymph and the symptom, but it's really your lymph that's in trouble here.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's in the hands. That's your kidneys, because it's always your kidneys with the lymph. It initially came out of the blue years. Years
it came
ago.
out of the blue.
Out of the blue years ago on my back and neck. That's not out of the blue. It was inside. Your lymph was backing up every day, and then suddenly, boom. And that's what happens. A lot of people are not aware of tumors until one day. They found a big tumor. Well, I didn't know I had one. Of course, a lot of people have tumors in them. They don't have no idea. It's just the same way. When my diet was poor and then disappeared for no reason. It returned 4 years later out of the blue again, but on my hands. It's been a nightmare because I do massage. Oh, yeah, it's massage therapy. Fortunately, it has gotten better over the years. Well, no, you want to dig into your kidneys and dig into your adrenal glands and really move your lymph. Oh, that's angel bee. Yeah, really, really, sweetheart, really tear up the road of detox. We're going to have to call, because look, I'm going to come back in this weekend because I'm not going to have you sit here and kill you anymore here. But this is how I answer these and go through these. Great people, isn't it? Just a great bunch of people. Blue Phoenix Rising. Dr. Morris, what are your thoughts on EFT? I'm starting to use a process called faster EFT to clear out some negative emotions to get my mind back in the game, since I heard you speak of some people who were trying to get better but couldn't. The mind was, So what do you think? I'm not overly familiar with EFT.
I've never heard of it.
Send me more on it. I can't remember. There's so many EFTs, TBTs, CDTs, PDPs. It's like, okay. But thanks for your... what's this? Hi, Dr. Morris. Thank you so much for information on ear canning. I have my box of Wally's Bee Wax candles, and I'm lighting up the crazy. Nice lady, isn't that?
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for that comment. Absolutely. I'm moving along with the program and taking the DV course. Thank you, honey. And I am so much looking forward to also coming. I'm looking forward to you, too, and I want hugs out of all you guys. I am so excited. I'm excited to see all of you, and I am wondering if it might even be able to reverse my color blindness. That ought to be interesting. I never had anybody do that. But I can't imagine why she couldn't. Why couldn't she reverse her color blindness? I can't imagine why. I have not ever been able to pass a color dots test. All right. You're going to show us, sweetheart, how you do this.
She's going to be your testimony.
Definitely use the eye wash and stuff like that internally, and definitely get with upper circumbrain and nerve. Also move those limbs, This ought to be exciting here. She's going to do well here. Blessing be to you all. Blessing to you, sweetheart. Krista, thank you so much, honey. Yeah, you're gonna report back to us. You guys are the ones. You're going to show the world the power this has. Tamara's already seen it. She's embraced it and rocking with it. You've done. I can't say enough good about you and what you're doing with the children and the people in Pennsylvania. You're just incredible there. Jackie Dove. Doctor, what form is this? What is foam in the stool? I am on the third day of great fast and just had a bit of diarrhea with some foam in it and wondering what this is. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what the foam is.
I don't know what the foam is. Is it mucusy? Could be coming from
Yeah.
the wall, off the wall. Who
I've seen
knows?
black, mucoid black.
Yeah, it could be
That's
something
good,
like
but-
that. It could be, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to take out the liver, the pancreas. Some
Take
of you got-
pictures.
yeah, take pictures.
Send them to Dr.
Send,
Morris.
send them here. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing me close to that. And that I love
Yeah.
when someone says that. I'll tell you, because if anything, I want this. That's why I call my herbs God's herbs. That's the key. His love and wisdom. How can I maintain my focus on God's love and not be so distracted and hypnotized every day? You've got to work in the now. You've got to find your center. You've got to spend time alone with yourself and not always focus outwardly to the outside world. That's why being here now is unfocusing in creation and being what you already are. Because we talked about this in being soul, or being who you are, whatever name you give it, isn't anything you can define. You're out of the worlds of definition. You're out of the worlds of the mind. You're out of the worlds of putting a thought or a definition or some type of restricted image of that. When you're talking about you as an infinite being, or the supreme being as an infinite being, there are literally no words you can tie to an infinite being. What could you say? Beautiful? Ecstasy? Joy? Nirvana? I mean, there's been words in all systems to explain the ecstasy and joy of even understanding a fraction of yourself and the Supreme Being. So it's just unfocusing detachment. Buddha and that group said detachment, and it really means stop caring so much about the drama and be more who you are, you know, and then untie yourself, you know, unwrap from the playground. You know, you've been on the merry-go-round too long. Unwrap from that, step back, and embrace who you are by stop thinking, stop talking. You know, you've been on the merry-go-round too long. Unwrap from that, step back, and embrace who you are by stop thinking, stop talking. That's an old man. I told you guys that. An old master told me this guy was an incredible being. But he said, stop talking, stop thinking, and there's nothing you won't know. And that's the point. We think the mind is how we know. It isn't how we know. It's how we play. So we're always seeking knowledge, or we're seeking something, and what are you going to do with it? It isn't a part. It's a part of what is, but it isn't. Deb Bast.
Deb Best.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Morris. I heard you mention a few times that you are starving. Yes, I'm starving, because you cannot get good fruit there. I am hoping that Drew or Chris can show you Dan McDonald's YouTube site, where he goes to.
This is what we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly what we were just talking about. He gets full of his amazing fruit that he is growing. Good. Dan says that Barry is a religious man and has the best fruit he has ever liked. Well, we're going to do that. I got the phone number and everything. This is a lady from Canada. This is going over in our pile right here. See, I love you guys because you're helping me connect here. Oh my God, if you feel inferior to anyone else, that's your thyroid. Yeah, that's true. That kicked me off my chair. My mom has a hypothyroid, feeling inferior to everyone else all her life, ending up in paranoid schizophrenia. See, this is the thing. Once you get your endocrine glands healthy, you're back in the world again. I am 42 and just found out that I was hypothyroid in my life. Depression, adrenals, anxieties, and I was feeling inferior to everyone else. Thank you. I'm glad that this is raw. I'm glad that helped you, sweetheart. And if we can help you, we don't know it all. I don't profess to know it all, but in the last several years, I've just kept everything real simple, because the tendency is to not want to. The tendency is to sit here and give you an intellectual dissertation about the biochemistry of everything. I don't have that temptation anymore.
Yeah.
I lost that, but I've been corralling that because I don't care anymore. I don't care because you, just like you said, you're seeing people that get off point. They start wondering. They read this, drink all this water, take this, the MMS. They take all this and these wonder things, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And notice it pulls them away from getting well.
Yes.
It pulls them away from their focus.
Because your mind stops you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? We love to be with these, don't we? Don't we have
Yes.
fun?
It was
I mean,
fun.
you're sitting over there in the background. I want you to get a hold of this, honey.
I know. My
So,
first one, I'm a little
Your
shy.
first one, a little shy. You always were. No, you've never been shy. That's the bold
I
one.
did get a voice after going through what I went through with the kids, and
Did you?
especially with Trev. I've learned to stand up for myself and get a voice.
You're good. You have been, and you look what it took. So, so you just. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all our YouTubers, and keep it simple, keep it real, keep it fun. Have a great day and have fun. I hope Chris can get some of this up for you today. It's Friday, so I don't know. It's late in the day, so we'll see. Love you all. Thank you so much, and stay with us and let's have fun. Wonder-wise, don't run too far, sweetheart. Our love is always with you, all of you. It's with Kelly. It's with all of you. Thank all of you for your comments. I'll be back sometime this weekend and try to catch up. Look at that.
That's crazy.
That's insane. But I don't want to overdo it and get them, too many videos and go too crazy with them. But if I can help you, I just really want to as much as we can.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye-bye.